He's a young man who volunteers helping others. Tonight, he's another Chicago crime victim.
CBS 2's Brad Edwards is live at Chicago Police Headquarters to explain what happened here. Brad.
Good evening, Erica, and good evening, Rob. They didn't take his money. They didn't take his cards. They beat him and took his $700+ iPhone.
Dear Journal, today is day 5 from me being home from the hospital and my wounds are still visible. I'm still lucky to be alive. I'm still lucky to have my hearing, even though the doctors told me that if the cut went more deeper into my ear, that I would have lost my whole ear altogether. The wound in my head is still leaking, it's still bleeding, and it still hurts. It's a painful reminder of the robbery. Since that day, I still have not left the house. My name is Brandon Clark, and you're watching Trauma to Life. What people don't know is that I'm a miracle baby. When I was born, I was only supposed to live for about a week or so outside my mom's womb. Heart condition that I live with every day, which most people don't know. If you look at me, I'm just a normal person, and it's a struggle sometimes because sometimes I just don't want to get out of bed. Sometimes I just want to, just lay there and just not move. The thing is, with living with multiple medical conditions and then, add on to getting bullied in high school, having bones broken, been out of therapy for 10+ years, having the medical bills, stacked up on the table, going into almost the tens of thousands of dollars. Childhood wasn't easy, but I look back on it, it just only sets me up for the stepping stone to the person who I am. And it just gives me a motivation to look back, to think about some stuff, and to be like, damn, I really went through some horrible ass shit. And that's a God honest truth. I really tell people, if you think you're really going through something, just ask my grandma or ask my mom, because they were there for me throughout my whole childhood. Me going back and forth to the hospital. There was times where I couldn't even go to school fully most of the times, because I would just be in the hospital going almost 3 to 4 times a month. And it would be hard because I just really wanted to complete school, and that was getting in the way of me, trying to live my life with having all these different issues growing up. And luckily, I have a strong support system with my family and friends. And I wish I could go back and change some stuff, but I'm not God, so it is what it is. So my support system through the years would have to be, of course, my high school teachers, my high school principal, and then my 2 best friends. Michael Wilson, who was my best friend in high school, who actually saved my life, which, and to this day, I still thank that dude, for real. He's my hero. He was that big brother that I wish that he could have been my brother. That day that had got robbed back in 2011 at gunpoint, he knocked the dude out from behind, and we was wrestling with the dude. And then another person that I mentioned was my high school teacher, Naima Dawson, who gave me the courage to speak my truth through writing and visual work. I recently reconnected with her via Facebook, and we had a real conversation about some different stuff that I was going through, and how I was a good student, and how she wished that we didn't grow up in a city that was so, plagued by violence. And for me, I'm a crime victim, 2-time crime victim, that been, beat up, robbed, left for dead, almost had my ear taken off. And it gets hard sometimes, but when you have that support system, I would say also one of my biggest support systems was my mom. I want to thank my mom, Martha Washington. She has been there for me throughout all of this. So sometimes she knows when I'm sad, she knows when I'm going through some hard stuff, and she tries to talk to me, but she knows when to just leave it alone, or just to try to just hold me, or sometimes just to even cry with me, to have those real conversations that I needed to get over, my last robbery in 2016, which I really haven't gotten over yet. And I'm still going to therapy for. So, yeah. Life ain't easy, but when you got the support system, it'll get better. Dear Journal, I'm numb. I'm numb at the fact that I just lost a friend. I'm numb at the fact that I could never get up the courage to get out the bed to go to his funeral. That's the one regret that I had in life, was not going to his funeral. I wish I could see him in that casket. It hasn't been easy for me, but I learned to always to move forward. And to even now that I'm going to Illinois Media School, and that I'm actually going to graduate from school, and some of the people here have really taught me the fact that I just need to be out here hustling the best way I can, and to get the best experience that I need to. So I want to just thank those people, and to give a special thank you to Tinka, who gave me the motivation to keep pushing forward, to give me those encouraging words when I was on the last dime that I was on, especially when I was in recovery from surgery 3 weeks prior before school. No one knew besides her that I had a heart attack in May, and I was due for surgery in July on the 12th, and school was going to start on the 23rd. And she was calling me every single day, checking up on me to make sure that I would be able to go to school, and to make sure that I had everything I needed. And she's been my support system here, so I have to finish what I started.